So in the last class, we have seen that how to use the tiled option. So tiled means it will occupy a particular place. So if I want to have two sheets one over the other, right? That is not possible with the help of two tiled sheets. So what we can do is like we can use one tiled sheet. For example, you see here I can have sheet 24 here. I can place one more sheet. If you want to place one more sheet on top of it, right? Then we have to go for floating object. So just let me click on the floating option. So assume that I want to bring sheet 18 on top of the sheet 24. So in this case, I can go for floating object. So like this, I can put my sheet 18 on top of the sheet 24. But you see, there is a one problem with these floating objects actually. So So just try to place my sheet 18 exactly on the sheet 24 and make the sheet 24. Now we see one more option here, which is called a layout option. You see, when I hover my sheet 14 on top of sheet 28, so sorry, sheet 24, I think everything looks okay, but you see sheet 24 title and sheet 18 title are overlapping. So this is because sheet titles are transparent. So to avoid that, what I can do is I can select sheet 28. I'll go to layout option. I'll just make the background is white color so that my sheet 8 is completely white color. So I don't see anything what is behind the sheet 18. So till now this point is floating up. So we can go for only floating objects when the dashboard size is fixed only. So now you see, for example, if the dashboard size is width is 1000, height is 800. So in such cases where the dashboard size is fixed, right, then only these floating objects will work perfectly. For example, if I go for automatic option, so first let me tell you what is the meaning of fixed option. So fixed option means, so if I go for presentation mode, right? If I go for presentation mode, the dashboard is occupying width is 1000 and height is 800 only. So whatever the device you will open, right, the width and height is going to be fixed only. For example, if you open the same dashboard in a smaller screen like mobile phone, the width is and height is going to be same, fixed only. So for example, if you open this dashboard in a mobile phone, right, as the width of this dashboard is more, then we will get one scroll bar on below to this dashboard. So if you want to see the entire dashboard in a mobile phone, right, we have to go through that scroll bars actually. So fixed means that thing. For example, even if you open this dashboard on a larger screen, like 40 inches or 50 inches, right? The dashboard is going to be occupy same width and height only. If you see here, I have some blank space on left, right, top and bottom. So this space is going to be appear always, even if you open it is in a larger screen also. But some customers, most of some people prefer they try to open the same dashboard in a larger screen. So in that case, what is the requirement from the customer is, if they open the dashboard in a larger screen, they want to occupy the same dashboard entire screen actually. Okay, they want to occupy the screen entire screen. You see, when I open the dashboard with a fixed size, I don't see sheet 24. Why? Because on top of the sheet 24, I'm using the sheet 18. So as it is a fixed dashboard size, it is working fine. Now let me show you automatic option. Automatic means if you open the dashboard in a larger screen, right? It is trying to occupy the entire screen width and height. So if you want to do that type of requirement, right, then instead of fixed, we can select automatic. Now you see, when I select automatic, see, you see the floating sheet is moving right side to that of sheet 24. So which will not perfect, which will not work perfectly. So when you are going for the automatic option, right, most of the time, don't use the floating objects in a dashboard. Okay, so hope you understand. So even if you open, go to the presentation mode also, right? So it will not work perfectly. You can see, I can see sheet 18 here and sheet 24 here, which is the not the requirement. Okay. So mainly I want to stress on like when you want to go for floating objects, right? Then you should have a fixed dashboard width and height. Okay. Now you see in the same size option, we have one more option. First one is fixed size, second one is automatic, and third one is range option. Now, what is the meaning of range option? Range means in the range we can select minimum size and maximum size also. Okay. So for example, you see as of now, both minimum size and maximum size both are selected here. So in this case, what is the thing is, whatever the screen you will open, the dashboard will occupy minimum 1000 width and minimum 800 height. And it will occupy maximum 1100 width and maximum 900 height. Whatever the screen you will open. Okay. So in some cases, what I can do is I'll just uncheck the maximum size. Now you see, when I uncheck the maximum size, the dashboard width minimum will be 1000 and maximum minimum height is 800. And after that, the dashboard will occupy the entire screen width and height. Why? Because we haven't selected a maximum size. So we are not limiting the maximum size. We are just uh, we are just having, you have just selected minimum sizes like should be 1800 only. Okay. So like this. So we have mainly three types of dashboard sizes: fixed, automatic, and range. Okay. So most of the time we'll go for fixed only actually. And some cases only we will go for this automatic. Not automatic, we'll go for range option actually. Why? Because there we have an option to choose minimum width and minimum height. Later we can have the dashboard to occupy the entire width and entire height. And sometimes you can mention the maximum height should be like 3000 like that. Maximum width and maximum height also we can mention.
Okay.
I'm doing some, yeah.
As you said, the range option, right? If the maximum is not set, does that work as the automatic option?
Correct. So for example, if you open this, for example, if I go for automatic, right? Usually, if I go for automatic, what will happen is, if you open this dashboard in a smaller screen, for example, mobile phone, right? It will try to, it will, the width will be fitted within the mobile screen. So for example, when the width is coming to like 400 only in the mobile screen, right? You see, now I can't see all the things properly. So assume that this is a mobile device. So when I said automatic, right? In the mobile, it will try to occupy the entire width and entire height. In that case, I don't see all the sheets properly. So because of that reason, most of the time, sometimes we can go for range option. Why? Because if you open the same dashboard in a mobile phone, I don't want to all the sheets to be overlapping or something less clumsy like that. So because of that reason, I'll set my minimum width to be 1000. Even if you open this mobile, it in the mobile, right? It will occupy minimum 1000 width, so that we will be having scroll bars, so that I can scroll through up and down like that, right and left and up and down like that, vertically and horizontally.
And we can't use the floating option even when the range is fixed, right? Even in
Yeah,
the
correct.
range layout. Okay.
Correct. So floating we can go only for fixed things only,
Okay.
fixed dashboard size only. Okay. Now, as I said, like sometimes we will be going for floating objects, right? Okay. So what will be the scenario when we go for these floating objects as well as tiled objects? So the user requirement will be like this. So the user want one button here. When they click on the button, right, he want to show the sheet 18. He want to see the sheet 18. And when he click on the same button, right, then he want to hide the same sheet. So in that type of scenarios, we will go for this uh, floating objects on top of a sheet 24 or other objects like that. Okay, so let me have the same sheet 18 occupy the entire row. For example, I'm just making the sheet 18 is occupying the entire first row. So that when the user open this dashboard, right, he can see only sheet 18 only. But what is the requirement is when he click on a button, he want to hide this. He want to hide this sheet 18, and he want to at the same time he want to see the all the sheets which are behind this sheet 18. So for this type of requirement, what we can do is just click on the sheet 18, go to this drop down. Here we will see one more option which is called add, show or hide buttons. So when you click on this button, you see Tableau is automatically populating one floating button here. So you can, as it is a floating object, right? You can place it anywhere in the dashboard, like on the other objects also, on top of the other objects also. So just for now, just place it on a top right side. Now what this button will do is just go for the presentation mode. So when the user clicks on this button, right, sheet 18 will be hidden. As sheet in 18 is hidden, he can see all the sheets which are behind this behind that sheet. When he click on one more time, he can see the same sheet which is occupying the entire first row, and he don't see anything behind this sheet 18. But in real time, right, user will not tell like this. So user don't know whether it is a floating object, whether it is a tiled object, or how the tableau will work. He don't know actually. But his requirement is when he click on this button, he want to hide. He want to see all the three sheets, these four sheets. And when he click on this button again, he want to see the sheet 8. So he will give requirement like this. So in these cases, we will go for this add or show hide buttons. Okay, just give me a second. So to exit the full screen mode, right, simply press on the escape or come to the bottom right side. Just click on this option like presentation mode one more time, so that we will be coming to the developing mode. So what is the meaning of presentation mode means? This dashboard, it will show the dashboard how it looks in the server. So when you publish the same dashboard to the server, right, it looks like this in the server. So this is the meaning of presentation mode. In the presentation mode, the dashboard looks like, the dashboard behaves like how it behaves in the server. But when you come to the development mode, right, when you click on this button, the sheet 18 is not hiding. That is why, because we are in the developing mode. So when you're in the developing mode, you want to do some more changes to this button, right? So because of that reason, that functionality will not work. So if you want that functionality to be working, right, just select this button, come to this drop down. Here we have a hide option. You can simply click on the hide option. Now you see, I can see the button is appearing three lines here. When you click on one more time and when you click on the show, right, now the sheet 18 will be shown here. Now you see this cross mark. So the same button will show you two images. So this image for this cross mark image is for hiding the sheet, and these three lines are for showing the sheet. Okay. Now I want to edit this button. Just click on the edit option. Now, in the real time, I don't like this cross mark and these three lines for this button, right? So you can have your custom images also here. So you can simply, so the first option you can see here is which sheet you want to hide that, right? You can select that sheet here. You cannot select multiple sheets here. Okay. So you can, whatever the sheet you want to select, you can select, or whatever the sheet you want to control, like hide and show, right? You can select that sheet here. And now you come to button style. In the button style, we will be having two options, text and image here. We are now in the image mode. So when you're in the image mode, right, we will be having two images, three lines and this cross mark, right? So that is one for item shown and one is for item hidden. So if you want to have your own images, right, you can simply click on this choose image option. So you can download some images from the website, or your customer will give you some of the images. So you can save those images in your local system in a PNG format. Okay. You can save those images should be in a PNG format most of the time. And you can navigate to those images. One is for item shown and one is for item hidden. Now, if you want to have some border for this button, right, you can have some border like blue color, dotted border like that. You can have some button here, some button border here, and you can select colors also here. You can go for more colors also, and you can go for background color of the button actually. So when you select blue color, right, so the background of this image will be a button will be blue color like that. Now we have one option here which is called tooltip. So I can whatever you write in the tooltip, right? For example, show or I can write simply like navigate to like something I can write navigate to sheet 18. I will write something in the tooltip. We already seen what is the meaning of tooltip here. Just click on OK. So whenever you hover your mouse on the this button, right, that will show some tooltip here. That is nothing but sheet 18. I think that is not okay. So just let me click on the hide option. Now hover your mouse here. Now you see whatever I have written in the tooltip, right? That appear here. So I have written that tooltip. I have written that tooltip for when it is in the item hidden mode. So similarly, you can go for item shown mode here, and you can write some tooltip here, and you can have some background and all those here. In some cases, right, I can go for image style also. Button type should be image text. Sorry, text also. In that case, what I can write is I can write like show sheet 18 like that. I can write here. And for item hidden, I can write something XYZ. I'm just showing here like XYZ. Just click on OK. Now increase the, just come to some corner here and you can increase the width and height of your button like this. Or the best method I can tell you is go to the, select the button here, go to layout option. Here you can control the, here you can control the width and the height of a floating objects. So this width and height you can change only for floating objects only. For example, if I select any tiled object here, right? For example, sheet 28. So when I select sheet 28, as it is a tiled, right? These width and height is not enabled. Why? Because tiled objects always occupy a specific place in the dashboard. Because of that reason, you can't change the width and height options of a tiled objects from this layout option. If you want to control width and height for tiled options, tiled objects, just select the tiled object, go to this drop down. Here you can see a width option, edit width option. Okay, so we already discussed this, right? So this will be work only for these floating objects only. You can change the width and height of this floating objects from this layout option. Okay. Okay. Now, one more point I want to tell you about this floating objects is just select the floating object. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want this floating object like this button or any sheet. Now, I want this floating object to be start from where the sheet 28 is start. And I want this floating object width and height similar to the sheet 28. So for that, what I will do is first I will go to sheet 28. I will see what is the X position and what is the Y position of this sheet 28. Like this is 8 and this is 58, right? So what I will do is I will select my floating object. I will change the X position of and Y position similar to that of sheet 28, which is 8 and 58. Now you see this floating object is uh, starting where the sheet 28 is starting, and the Y position also same, vertically also same. Now I will select sheet 28 one more time. I will see what is the width of sheet 28, 461 and 401, right? Now I will select my floating object. Sorry, I forgot it. 461, 401. Okay, 461 and 401. Just click on OK. Now you see this floating object is now occupying similar width, height, and position also similar to the sheet 28. So that right when you put this floating objects on top of the sheet 28, right? The user will not see sheet 28 at all like that. Okay. Now, for example, I want to bring one more sheet here, like sheet, for example, okay, sorry, which one? Like sheet 21. So if you want this sheet 21 to be start exactly like this, right? So don't go manual actually. So just if you want sheet 21 to be similar to the sheet XYZ width, right? Just go to navigate to the this floating object, see what is the position of it and what is the Y position, see the width and height. In that way, you can control the width and height and position of the object similar to the other objects, so that it will occupy horizontally and vertically in a same line. Okay, so don't want to stress more on it actually. So I'm just telling you of the option where you can see. So this is about like add and show hide button. These are very useful actually. So let me tell you. So using this hide and show button, right? We are trying to control the sheet 18, right? Okay. As of now, we can control sheet 18 only using this show and hide button. Now I'm just removing this sheet 18 from the dashboard. Now I want to hide entire sheet 28, 24, 25, and this sheet also. So my requirement is when I click on this button, right, I want to hide all these sheets, sheet 28, 24, 25, and this sheet also. So in that case, what we have to do is just put all these sheets in a horizontal container. Okay. Now you see, when I select this horizontal container, within this container, I have sheet 28, 24, 25, and this sheet, right? Now what I will do is I just click on this horizontal container. I can rename this dashboard, this container actually. So I'm just naming it to item one. So to identify this container easily, I'm just renaming this container to item one. Okay, just click on OK. Now just click on the button just to go to this drop down and edit the button. Or sometimes what you can do is you can simply double click on this button. If you want to edit the button, right, simply double click on it. A window will be opened like this. Now, whatever the object you want to control, right, you can select that object. For example, if you see here, I can see two horizontal containers. So it is very difficult for you if you don't rename your horizontal container, right? So it is very difficult which container you want to hide and show. So because of that reason, I renamed my container to item one so that I can search for item one here, and I selected item one here and just click on OK. Now you see, when I click on the hide option, that entire container will be hidden. Because of that reason, whatever the sheets we have just below that container, those sheets are occupying the entire width and height of the dashboard. You see, the sheet 20 is sheet 28 is sheet 27 is occupying the place where that container is occupying because that container is hidden. Now, when I click on the show right, now that entire container will be shown now, and the sheet 27 and 24 going back to their original positions. Okay. Now we will see one more simple option here. So I have all the sheets in my dashboard. So I can simply select my sheet 28. I can go to my layout option and I can give some border to my sheet 28. So you can select some border here like blue color border, dotted lines, and you can give some color. And the you can select the thickness of the border also like this. Okay. Now I can do the same thing for all the sheets. Like that you can so for example in real time, right, sometimes, right, in real time I want to give same type of border. So for example, for this sheet 28 I have given blue color, right, and I want to give the same blue color border to all the sheets actually. But you know, I don't know which blue color I have given to the sheet 28, right? It will happen sometimes in real time. I can't recognize whatever the exact blue color border I have given to the sheet 28. In that case what I can do is I can select my sheet 28. I can go to this border option. Now I can just click on the more colors here, and whatever the HTML color coding it is showing here, I will copy that color here. Okay, just select and copy that color here and go to the other sheets and go to the border, go to the more colors give copy and paste the same HTML color coding here so that the both sheets colors will be same. Okay, no need to check manually. So just copy and paste the same color coding. Okay, so in this way, we can have the same color coding for all the sheets. Like whatever the sheet color, you can copy that color coding and you can apply the same color coding for other sheets also. So in this way, we can give the border to all the sheets. I'm not showing for the all the sheets here. So I want to tell you one more thing here. For example, you see here, I have sheet 25 here and I have sheet 23 here. So I don't see properly the sheet 23 here. Why? Because if I go to my sheet 23 here, so it is a text table type of thing. Okay. Now my requirement is, sorry, my requirement is I want to have this sheet 25 and sheet 23 one over the other. So I want this sheet 28 in a what I want to have the sheet 23 first, and just below that I want to have sheet 25. For example, I want to have sheet 23 here, and just below that I want to have sheet 25. So if you want to bring this type of formatting, right? So what I can do is I have to go for vertical container. Now what I will do, I'll bring my vertical container. So just select the tiled option here. Now go to the vertical container. Now you see, whenever you see this shading, right, and you can see this dotted lines also, blue color dotted lines also, then you have to drop your container. Now, first bring the sheet 28 or 25 into this container. You see now the container is highlighting with a blue color border. So containers will be always highlighted with blue color border only. Okay. Just bring the sheet 25 sorry, into this container. Now select the sheet 23. Just try to have it on top of the sheet 23. Now you see, I can see this blue color, hash color shading here. At the same time, as this sheet is placing inside the container, right? So this is highlighted with this blue color border. Now just select this sheet 23. Sorry. So whenever, okay, like that. So now, right, so now what I can do is in real time, I can select the sheet 25. I can go to this drop down and I can hide the title of the sheet 25. I can hide the title of the sheet 25 by simply unselecting the title here. Now you see sheet title will be hidden actually. Now in the same way, I want to hide the title of the sheet 23 also. Just hide the title here. Now I want to make this center alignment. Just right click on the sheet 23, just to go to format option. Now on the left side, I can see format options here. So in this format option, the first thing is if you want to do some font changes to the font, right, then you can go for this A option. If you want to do some alignment type of thing, right, if you want to manage alignment, right, then just simply click on this lines option. If you want to give some shading, right, then go for this shading option. If you want to have some borders, right, like row border, column borders, right, go for this option. And we can have this for this option, right, we will see some later. Okay, I'm just telling you. So if you take sheet 24 here, you see I can see small hash color horizontal lines here. Okay, so if you want to hide or show these type of lines, right, if you want to control these type of lines, right, then go for this option here. Okay, now you see I want to control the alignment here. So what I can do, I can go for this alignment option, just to go for pane option here, just click on the middle option. When you click on the middle option, right, you see this the sheet is middle aligned here. Now you see, now what I can do is I can select this sheet and go to drop down here. Now select the container in which we have these two sheets. Just select the container here. Now the container is selected. Now I can go for my layout option. You see in the layout option, I can go for border option here. Okay, I can go for this border option. Now you see what is happening is instead of giving the border to individual sheets, I can place those sheets inside a container, and for that entire container, I can give this border. Okay. Now in this case, I'm not giving the border for this particular sheet. I'm giving the border for this sheet and this sheet by placing these two sheets in a container. And for that entire container, I'm giving the border here. So that when the user open this dashboard, right, he don't understand these two are different sheets or these two are single sheet. He don't know actually. So he can assume that okay, these two are a single view only, single sheet only. He can assume that. Okay. Okay. Now, sorry, I will try to cover one by one slowly. Okay. Mm, okay. So in the layout option, right, we'll try to see one options one by one. We have seen position, width, and height, right? We have seen border also. We will see background. Okay. What is the meaning of background? So I'll select this sheet here. I'll go to this layout option and I can have some black color background here. You see, whenever I select black color background here, for that sheet, that black color background is not appearing here. That is why, because for sheets also we have separate background here. Background colors will be there. So to see that, right, just simply right click on the sheet, just go to the format option. Now you see, when I click on the format option, you see, I can see some formatting options for that sheet here. Now go to the shading option. Okay, just click on that shading option. Now you see, by default for any sheet, not only for this sheet, by default for any sheet, the background color will be white color actually. Okay, because of that reason, that layout background is not reflecting for that particular sheet. So what I'll do is first, I'll click on this drop down. I'll make this white color to none here. You see, when I make it none, right, now that black color background is appearing for that sheet here. So we have applied this black color border in the layout option. Okay, just close this one. You see, if you want to close this formatting, right, you can simply click on this cross mark here. Click on this cross mark. Now select this sheet, go to the layout option. For this layout option, what are the background you will apply, right? I can see that background here. So for example, if we select some blue color, right, I can see the same blue color here, like that. For example, if you come to sheet 28 and if you try to apply the same blue color, right, it will not appear actually. This blue color background will be applicable only for sheet 28 only, not appearing title only it is applicable, not for this one. Why? Because if you right click on the sheet 28, go to the formatting option, go to the shading option, by default that shading will be white color for that sheet or for any sheet. So first you have to make this to none, or you can apply some background color here also. That is not a problem. Okay. For make it none here. Now that blue color background is appearing here. Okay. So as of now, I want to make it none for this sheet also. Okay, just now make it a sheet. Okay. Now the next option I want to show you here is outer padding and inner padding. Okay, what is the meaning of outer padding and what is the meaning of inner padding? So for example, if I select my sheet 28, right? By default, for any sheet, the outer padding will be 4444. If you click on this drop down here, right? First option you can see all sides are equal. That means top, left, right, and bottom all will be given. Outer padding will be 4. So for example, if I make this from 4 to 40, right? For example, just make it 20 or 30. Now you see what will happen. You see, when I make this 30, right? Now you see, for this sheet border and for the outer objects, the spacing will be 30 on all sides, top, left, bottom, and right side also. So for example, if I make this 200, for example, now you see, for this sheet 28 border and for the outer objects, the spacing will be 100 pixel like that. So this is the meaning of outer padding. So outer padding means the spacing between the sheet border and outer objects. Okay, outer padding means sheet border and outer objects. The spacing will be 100 like this. Whatever you will get that will. Now, for the purpose, I'm just trying to make it 4. So, for example, if you want to make only left side, right side border, right? So, for example, I want to give some spacing between the sheet 28 and sheet 24. On the middle of this sheet 24 and sheet 28, I want to have some spacing here. In that case, what I will do, I can select either sheet 28 or sheet 24. I'll go to outer padding here. First, uncheck the all sides are equal, then go to the right side and you can have some 20 pixel spacing between sheet 28 and sheet 24 like this. Okay, if you want to have more spacing, right, just I'm just showing like if you have 60 pixel spacing, now just give 60 here. Now you see there is a spacing between this sheet and this sheet is 60 pixel. Okay, I'm just going back here. Okay, so most of the time in real time, right, you can go for this outer padding. Sometimes if you want to give some spacing between the objects, right, you can go for this option. Or in some cases, instead of going for that option, what I can do is, here you can see some objects option here. In that, we have one more object which is called blank object. So blank object is nothing but it will give you simply a spacing between the two objects. For example, if you try to place this between sheet 24 and 28, right, it will give some spacing here. In this blank object, we cannot write anything. It is simply a blank object which is used for providing some spacing like that. Okay. If you want to have more spacing, right, I can select this object here, go to edit width option. I can make it 100, for example. So this is the other way of providing the spacing between the two sheets or two objects. So particularly we will go for this blank. So based on the requirement, you can go for this blank object or you can go for outer padding also. So for example, sometimes I want this blank object to be some other color. So you can go to layout option, select some background color will be like black color. So that you can see that black color spacing between like these two objects, 24 and 28. So as of now, I'm just closing this, or you can have this also, no problem. And if you go for this outer layout option, the one more option I can see here is inner padding. What is the meaning of inner padding here? Okay, so as of now, you see here, this is a border, right? To the border and sheet title, we don't have any space, or we have smaller space like 2 pixel or 1 pixel like that. So inner padding means it will provide some spacing between the border and content of the sheet. For example, sheet 28. So if I select sheet 28 here, go for inner padding here. For example, if I select inner padding is like 60, right? Now you see what will happen. So inner padding will provide the spacing between border and content of that sheet. Okay, like this. So outer padding means the spacing between the border and outer objects. Inner padding means spacing between the border and inside content. Okay, just remember that thing. I want to have this same thing like that only. Now in this layout option, I can see one more option which is called item hierarchy. Okay, so what is the meaning of item hierarchy? So I just simply show you one thing here. So for example, I go for tiled object, which is the by default container. Tiled is a default container in the dashboard. When you click on the show title, right, this tiled container will appear automatically. I'll show you this one more time to you. As of now, just go for this. Okay, what you do is just click on this show hide button here in the item hierarchy. Just click on the show hide button. Now you see that object, when you click on this one, that object will be highlighted in the dashboard here. Okay. Now you see, if I go for tiled here, if you click on the tiled one, When you click on the tiled one here, right, you see entire whatever the default container is there, right? That container is highlighted here. Okay. When you go for this drop down here, for example, if I select this vertical container, right, you see, okay, let me have tell you one more time. When you click on the sheet 27, right, you see the sheet 27 is highlighted here. You see this 27 is highlighted here. Okay, so this is not useful most of the time, but in some time, in real time, some cases, right, what they will do sometime is, for example, we have sheet 20 right here. They will bring the sheet 20 somewhere in the dashboard in a floating mode. Okay, they bring the sheet 20 into the dashboard in a floating mode, and they will try to make the sheet width and height as small as possible so that no one can see this one. Okay, so that no one can see this sheet here. I'm just hiding the title also. You see, when I open this dashboard, I don't see, I can't recognize that we have sheet 20 is there in the dashboard or not. In that cases, right, you can go for item hierarchy here. One simple method is I can come to this sheets option here, and here I can see what are the sheets I placed in the dashboard. How to identify which sheets you place it in the dashboard means, if you place some sheet in the dashboard, I can see this blue color tick mark here. So in that way, you can identify. You can simply click on this sheet 20 here. Now you see that sheet 20 is highlighted here like that. Okay. So you will go for this type of hiding sheets in some cases in real time. In which case, I'm just telling you one use case full in the real time for this one means, for example, I want to have this button here. Okay, I want to have this button here. Whenever the user click on this button, right, he want to download he want to download some data which is in the sheet 20. The user don't want to see the sheet 20 in the dashboard. Because of that reason, we are hiding that sheet on the top right side. But whenever we click on that button, he want to download the content in that particular sheet. In that cases, we go for uh, like hiding the sheet 20 by making the sheet width and height very small like this. Okay. Now we may have one question: how to download those, but how we can place those download buttons in the dashboard. If you go for this objects, right, in this objects, I can see one option which is called download button. So maybe we don't have time now, but like you can have this dash button in the dashboard. By default, when you click on this button, this will download the entire dashboard in a PDF format. When you just double click on it, if you want to export this dashboard into PNG form, right, you can simply click on the image button, image option. If you want to have cross tab, right, I will tell you cross tab. What is the meaning of cross tab option means? If you click on this button, right, that particular sheet will be downloaded in the form of either CSV file or Excel file. Whatever the data we have in a particular sheet, right, that sheet data will be downloaded in the form of uh, Excel or CSV format. So in this screen, I don't see whatever the option I can select. You can select either CSV or Excel file. But in the Tableau desktop, you don't see that option. When we publish it to a server, right, you can see those options. So I will tell you these options a bit later. But for now, just remember. So if you want to download an entire dashboard, something like into a PDF, PNG, crosstab, or PowerPoint drive, you can have that buttons also in the. So without having this button also in the sheet, for example, I don't want to use the download button in the dashboard. Still, the user can download this dashboard into the PDF, PNG, crosstab, or PowerPoint. How means when you publish this dashboard to the Tableau server, right? In the Tableau server, when you open this dashboard, Tableau server is providing some options to you. In the Tableau server also, we have some download option. It will be there. Using the download option, you can download this dashboard into these type of formats. We'll discuss about that bit later. Okay. Now, I will tell you main options here. And we have covered almost everything important things in the real time, where you will, for example, as a fresher, if you go to the company, right, so you will struggle in these points. So I just told you all these options here. Now we have one more option in the objects here, which is called text object. So when you drag this, so just have it tiled here. When you drag this object into the dashboard, right? So in this text object, whatever thing you want to write, right? You can write that. If you want to write something manually, right? You can write that. Write those things in the text object. So I can write a sales sheet, sales view. I can write. Otherwise, I can write like sales by region. See, you see, I'm just giving here some title. So like that is like sales by region. I can have this Arial font and I'm just making it 12, 12 width, 12 size. I'm making it bold actually, and I'm making it some blue color or some make it red color. I'm making it center alignment here. Okay. Now you see what will happen. Just click on OK. Now you see for this sheet and this sheet, right? We don't have any title here, right? So in that case, what you can do is we can just drag this on top of these two sheets and we can have some title like this here. Now for these two sheets, the combined title is sales by region. Like that we can have, just let me increase the width of the dashboard. Why? Because if you see here, the sheet is occupying very less width here. So you can increase the dashboard width here like 1200. Like that you can increase the width of the dashboard. And I can select the container here. Enter container width also I can change here, so that it will occupy the more width here. This container will occupy more width here. So using this text object, you can write whatever the thing you want to write here. Okay, you can select this text object, go to layout option. You can make some background here like black color, something like that you can have. You see here one more important thing here. Whenever I give some black color border to the text object here, still I see some white color spaces there between this sheet and this text object. I want to remove that white spacing between the sales by region or text object and this sheet. How to remove that means simply select the text object here, come to the layout option, come to the outer padding here, just unselect all sides are equal here. I want to make the bottom padding to 0 here. Now, now still I can see some small spacing, white color spaces there. Now what I will do, I'll select this sheet also, go to the layout option, come to the outer padding, and check the all sides are equal here. Make the top padding to 0 here. Now you see there is no spacing between this text object and this sheet. Now my title, I want this title to be occupy more height. So select the text object here, come to this drop down, edit height. Let's make it 40 height. In this way, we can increase the height of the title also. Now, one more use case of this text object is, for example, I can bring this text object into somewhere in the dashboard here. For example, I can simply write HTTPS. Okay. Now, gvkrtech.com. Okay. So, for example, if you want to provide some link to the user, right, then you can provide those links to the user uh, in this text object. Now you see, whenever you provide HTTPS, automatically Tableau will highlight that in a blue color here. Let's make it some size is 14 here. You see, whenever you provide HTTPS, Tableau automatically creates a link here. If you remove this title, HTTPS, then Tableau will not highlight that as a link actually. Tableau will assume that as a link if you provide HTTPS only. You see, whenever I type HTTPS, automatically that will be highlighted in a blue color only. Sorry, I forgot this one double slash. Just give me a second. Same thing. Okay, just click on OK here. Now you see, whenever the user click on this link, right, it will be navigating to the particular website here. Okay. Just give me a second. Okay. Now we have one more object here, which is called, which
Hi,
important. Sorry.
sorry, Venkat. Is there a way to embed that link into a text object? So you don't see the link itself. You can say click here.
Mm, we can achieve those type of requirements with one more option in Tableau, which are called actions. Okay, we have a concept in
Okay.
Tableau, which are called actions. In these actions, we can have some name like click here, and behind that we can have one link there. When you click on that click here option button, it will be navigating to a particular website.
Got it. Thank you.
So I search for that type here, but I don't see that option here actually. So let me go to insert option sheet name. Okay, we don't have that option here. I remember. Okay. So now one of the most important thing in this object is image option. So I can have image. Okay, let me increase the height of the dashboard also to some 2000. I want to tell you one more thing here. So here I can provide maximum width and maximum height is 10,000 pixels. Okay. If you try to provide the width and height more than 10,000, right, it will not allow you. So when you increase the width and height of the dashboard means, as of now, for the sheets what I have placed in the dashboard, right, uh, I can this much height and width is enough. But if you try to place more sheets, right, you can increase either width or height. Okay. So when you click on the height option, right, when you increase the height, right, now on the sorry on the right side you can see some scroll bar here. Okay, just drag it down so that you can you can see the entire dashboard. In that way we can navigate through the entire height of the dashboard. Okay. Okay, now I want to place my image here actually, or sometime in real time, where these images will be more useful means, for example, I'm working for a particular client. Okay, for example, assume that I'm working for a SBI client. Okay, for SBI they have their own images, right? They have their own images. So, but in real time, if you go, the client will provide you those images. But for now, I can go to this image, I can view image, or I can download this image. Sorry, I can have save images like I can say SBI here. I'm just saving it on a desktop here, local system. Now I can go to this dashboard. Assume that this is a dashboard we are building for a SBI client. So when the SBI user opens this dashboard, right, he want to see that logo here. So what I will do, I'll drag my image object, just first drag it somewhere or make it floating and drag it somewhere here. Okay. Now we see it will be asking mainly you will see two options here. Insert image file, link to image. For example, if you have some images in your some websites, right? You can have that link also here. Okay, just first let me cover the insert image file option. So when you click on this insert image file option, you can navigate to those images which are in your local system only. Just click on the choose image option, go to the desktop where you saved image. Just see, I don't see the SPI here. Not sure where I have saved that one. Okay, let me have it here. Sorry for that. Maybe have that SBI, right? Okay. Okay, just double click on this image, just edit image, choose image. I don't see that in the
Download it as a WebP format or something.
WebP, right? Okay, got it. I think we can have a WebP also actually. In the latest versions, right? We can have images with like WebP also, but not sure in which format it is downloaded. Let me go to that SPA, sorry, SPA image. I think we can have HTML, sorry, we can have SVG images also from 2023 onwards actually. From 2023 version onwards, right? We can place the all the images like SVG and all those images. Just let me have first this one. Right click, view image, view page. Okay. Okay. Sorry. What I can do is copy link address, save image as see JPEG format. I think we can have JPEG also actually. SBA logo history. Go to the desktop, save in the desktop, and go to Tableau. We'll try one more time. If not works right, we'll go to the next step. So choose image on desktop. I think you see SBA logo history. So we can place images which are of type, for example, PNG, JPG, SVG images also. So what is the advantage of SVG images is I have my image, right? For example, when I have my image, when you try to enlarge the image, right? We have our pic, right? When you try to enlarge the PNG images, those will appear in blur color, blur manner. So advantage of SVG images are, right? Even though how small the SVG image is, if you try to enlarge, right, of whatever the width and height you want, right, there will be no blurriness in the picture actually in the SV for SVG images. That is the advantage. So SVG are nothing but a HTML images actually. D3JS HVL images are there. So recently they have introduced this SVG image also we can place the dashboard. Whenever there is a possibility, right, try to place the SVG image only in the dashboard. Why? Because when the user open the dashboard in a larger screen, these images will occupy the more space and without any blurriness. Okay. Like this step. And as you said, like we have WebP images also actually. WebP are some web pair WebP is there. Okay. So for now, just click on this image, just open it. So we have one more. Whenever you choose that image, right, you can see that image file name here, and we have fit image option and center image option. You can select these two here. And for example, whenever you click on this image, right, I want to navigate to a particular web page. So you can have that web page link also here. So we are not using alt text here. So just have these options here. Just click on OK. Now you see, I can see that image here. You can make it small like that. Okay. So now when I go to the presentation mode, when I click on this image, right, it will be navigated to a particular web page also. So I'm just making it as it is a floating object, right? I'm just making it a bit bigger here. Now, okay, just from floating, if you want to change this from floating to the tiled, right? Simply click on this drop down here. Just uncheck the floating option. Now you see that object, that image is going somewhere here. You see that object you can see here. Okay, like that. So um, you can have center image and fit image also sometimes. For example, if you uncheck the center, right, we'll see what will happen. So like it will, some changes will be there actually. So when you're trying to place image, right, try to select these two options. If you don't select these two options, right, you see when you unselect the fit image, it will be occupying the original image size here, maybe like that. And when you click on the fit image, right, it is trying to occupy the entire width and height like this. And you see there is no spacing between the border and these two, right? So when you click on the center image option, it will be occupied center aligned like that. Okay, it will be center aligned. You can drag it on top of like this. Somewhere you can put it somewhere like this, and you can increase the height of it. Edit height. If you want to see that edit height, right? Sorry, maybe it is going to escape mode. Sorry. It went be actually. I don't know how to come out of that. Uh, Escape is not working. I think it is zoomed out actually. Control, bring down. Okay, got it. Okay, like that. And we have one more important option like web page options. What is the meaning of web page? Okay, I want to display some web page, some website within this dashboard. So you can have that. So simply bring the web page here and you give the link to that website here. Just for example, youtube.com. In sometime in real time, right? For example, we want to bring the one dashboard inside of the other dashboard. Okay, I have published two dashboard into the Tableau server. So whenever you publish a dashboard into the Tableau server, you will get some link. So for each and every dashboard, this link will be different. So if you want to display that dashboard, one dashboard inside the other dashboard, right? You can have the dashboard link here actually. Okay, in that case, in that way, we can display the other dashboard inside the other dashboards. You see, I'm just placing the youtube.com here. Whatever that web page display in the Google Chrome, right? You can see all those things here. In a similar way, whenever you give some dashboard link here, right? The dashboard will appear within this dashboard. Okay. And I want to have add filters. Maybe this is the new option. Download we will see the last option, which is called navigation option. Okay, what is the meaning of navigation option? Means, for example, you see here, I have created two dashboards. This is the dashboard 2, this is the dashboard 3. From one dashboard to other dashboard, I want to navigate. I want to navigate between the two dashboards. So as of now, I'm in the dashboard 3. From dashboard 3 to dashboard 2, I want to navigate. So I can bring this navigation button. Let's make it a floating mode. You see, just place it on the top here. Just double click this navigation button, or you can click on this drop down and just click on the edit button here. Now you see to which dashboard you want to navigate. You can select the dashboard here. I want to navigate to dashboard. So in a similar to the like buttons, right? Similar to the which button, this one, like add and show hide button, right? Similar to that button, we can have button style will be either text button or image button also. Okay, as of now I'm going to the text button only. I want to navigate to the dashboard one, right? I'm just giving dash one here. You can have some font here, a border, you can select background here, you can have some tooltip also. Now you see, whenever you link this button, navigation button, to some dashboard, right, then only it will appear in some color here. Otherwise, you see what will happen. I'm just going back here. So if you don't link this navigation button to any other dashboard, in that case it will be showing in some hash color like this, and you can see here navigation only here. But whenever you link this navigation button to some dashboard, right, now it will show dash one here. And when you go to the presentation mode, you can simply click on the dash one here. It will be navigating to that particular dashboard here. And when you come to this dashboard, right, from this dashboard also we want to navigate to the other dashboards also, right? So because of that reason, in real time, what we will do is I can bring 4 to 5 navigation buttons here. For example, I have created 5 dashboards. So I can have 5 buttons here. So each button I'm linking it to a particular dashboard one. So whenever the user clicks on this dash button, right, he will be navigating to the dashboard one. Okay. Now, whenever the user click on this button, right, I want to navigate to the dashboard two actually. So I want to show something here. That's why I'm trying to tell you. You see, I am already in the dashboard too actually, and whenever the user see this, user want to identify that I am in the dashboard too actually. So whenever the user, so we are in the dashboard too already. So if the user want to identify that I'm in the dashboard too, what I can do is I just double click on this button and I make the background color of it is some like green color. So in that way, all the buttons will be uh, like in the black color, -3. Okay, I can have all the dashboard, all the buttons in the black color, and this button is in the green color, means currently the user is in the dashboard 2. Okay, so I want to create like try one more here also. Navigate it to dashboard 4. Just click on dash 4. Just remember that we can have images also for these buttons. So in sometime real time, right? If they want to navigate, they will simply use these arrows like this. I'll just have that arrow here. They want to have these arrows here. So what you can do is you can download the arrows from the website, or your client will be provided. You can have that arrows here like this. So you can like this. They want to have some arrows here in the real time. Okay. Now we want to have this dashboard, all these 4 buttons in the other dashboards also. Why? Because for example, if they navigate to the dashboard 1, right? The dashboard 1 also they want to see those buttons, right? Otherwise, from the dashboard 1 they can't navigate to the other dashboards. Okay. So I want to replicate all these buttons in all the dashboards. So it is a very tedious process to do all these, create all these buttons in all the dashboards, right? So what I will do is I will have some horizontal container here. Sorry, I'll show in a quick manner. I will show you. First, what I will do is, okay, I will place all these sheets. Just press the control. So if you want to have these from floating mode to the tiled mode, right? What you can do is you can uncheck this floating mode, or one of the simplest method is just hold it and press the shift button. Automatically, it will come to floating mode. Okay, press the shift button like this. Now in real time, I want to occupy these all the buttons to be of same width and height, right? In that case, I can select the entire container here, select the distribute content evenly option, and I'll try to make the width and so I'm just not properly placed all these buttons, right? Now what I will do, I'll select the entire container here. We have one more option here, which is called copy dashboard item. Copy dashboard item. Whenever you click on that option, right, it will copy all the buttons here. Now I can go to my dashboard 1, simply paste it here, Control V. All the buttons will be placed here. Now as I'm in the dashboard 1, what I will do, I'll make the dashboard 1 button some green color like this, and have this button dashboard 2 button some like black color. Okay, so I can repeat the same procedure for all the dashboards. I'll go to some dashboard 3 also here, and simply Control V. It will paste all the buttons here like this. Okay. So let me see what if I miss any options, right? Like so we have Einstein discovery here. Einstein discovery means like this is like a Salesforce. This is from Salesforce actually. So Einstein discovery, add filters. We have seen download a web page. Workflow also a new option here. We have seen blank image, data story also new option. Ask data. Ask data means if the user types something, right, it will automatically generate some charts here. For example, if user types generate a bar chart from a region and sales fields, right, it will automatically generate it, but it will be available in the server only. First, initially, if you want to implement, right, I can simply have this object in the dashboard somewhere here, and I will publish it to the server. So whenever the user types, right, it will be automatically generate some charts like that. We haven't tried that one, but we have that type of option here. Okay, I have covered.
Hi Venkat, sorry.
Yeah,
The ask data functionality, will you cover that later in detail?
yeah, sure. Let me have some work. I'll see what to cover in that option, and we'll cover it a bit later.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. And one more question I have, sorry. The web page functionality that you have just added YouTube here, right?
Yeah.
So the user, I'm assuming, should be able to copy a value from the dashboard from somewhere else and should be able to paste that as a search or something on the YouTube. For instance, like if it was a sales cloud, like a Sales Cloud website that we added there, right? So, and
Okay.
if there's like a contract number or something that appears on the dashboard, will the user be able to kind of like copy that and paste it and search for that contract on that the search bar of the Sales Cloud there?
If you want to do those type of requirements there, we have one more option here, which is called extensions. I think we have extension. Yeah, you see here it is. We have extension option is there.
Oh, okay.
So with this extension option, right? So what we can do is, so this extension option is like you can write some JavaScript in here, but
Okay.
it is not a straightforward method.
Okay, it's
Uh,
almost like an API, almost like that. Sales
yeah,
Cloud
correct,
also should
correct.
be able to have that extension for Tableau. So, like that.
Yeah, correct. So Tableau software itself has created some extensions, and those will be placed in their own website, and you can download those extensions, and you can find your suitable extension, and you can download, and you can have those extensions in the dashboard here. Or some third-party companies also there. They are
Right,
implementing
right.
their. Oh, yeah, you can download those extensions, and you can use it here. For example, for now, I just want to show whenever you bring this extension into the dashboard, you see it is showing some extensions here. So based on the requirement, right, you can have some like features built by Tableau plus Salesforce. When you check on this option, right, all these are the extensions which are implemented by Tableau software itself. Okay, and you can have free option. Free, when you click on the free, right, all these are free of free ones, and sandbox and work with Tableau public and like that. So you can find your some extensions here. I will cover this about extensions bit later with some useful cases and where we use that one.
Got it, Venkat. Thank you.
Yeah, if you have some JavaScripting person or some JavaScript person, right, they can do more actually with these extensions. That some things are not possible with inbuilt features of the Tableau.
Right.
Some requirements are not possible with the inbuilt options of the Tableau itself. So in those cases, we can use these extensions. One of the example we have used in our project is like user will enter some value in the dashboard, some data in the dashboard. Whenever the user clicks on OK button, this data should appear in the database table. So this option is not there. Direct option is not there. In those cases, we can use these extensions.
Oh,
So user
perfect.
can
That sounds so nice.
yeah, user can enter some value here, and that will be automatically reflected in the database tables like that. So actually we have what are the use cases and all those in our website, but let me cover it later, bit later in details.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I will try to end this session with one more thing here, one of the simplest thing. So at the starting of this session, right, we are using this hide show button. So instead of this using hide show button, what we can do here is, for example, whenever I click on this button, hide button, just let me remove this entire container here, button container. Okay. Now, whenever I click on this show, this entire row will be hidden and shown, right? Now, the same thing can be achieved with the help of one more option. That is the one more option. I can go to layout option here. In this layout option, I can see one option which is called control visibility using value option. Okay. So how it works means I can simply go to any one sheet here. So from this drop down, I'll create a parameter here. So we'll cover parameter in detail bit later, because with these parameters, we have so many use cases. But for now, I'm just using this one. So I'm just naming it the parameter as add or show. Now the data type I'm just selecting is Boolean. Boolean means we can have in the Boolean type, we can have only two things, either true or either false we have. So I'm just keeping, if you want to give some alias, right? So for true, you can have some value here, custom value. But for now, I want to keep true as true only, false as false only. Simple thing, just create a parameter with some title, parameter name here. Select the data type is Boolean. Okay, just click on OK. Now this is the add show parameter here. Now I'm going to the dashboard here. So what I will do is I'll select this entire container which I am hiding with the help of add show button. So I want to achieve the same requirement with the help of this control visibility using option. This is the new feature introduced in the 2022 or 2023 version. So now what you can do is simply select this option here. And whenever you click on that option, a drop down will come here. In this, what are the parameter we will create, right? That parameters will appear here. So I can simply select this parameter here. Okay, that's it. Now go to the analysis option, go to parameters, simply check this parameter here so that that parameter will appear in the dashboard now in the top right side. Okay, now you see whenever I click on the false here, that entire container will be hidden now. Now, when you click on the true option, that entire container will be shown here. Now, what is the advantage of this parameter option comparing to this show hide button? Means using this show hide button, for example, when I double click on this show hide button, right? At a time, I can select only one object only here, not two objects or more than one object, I cannot choose. But with this control visibility using parameter option, what I can do is, now you see, now I will select this YouTube page also. Now I can go to layout option. I can select add show button. Now you see what will happen when I click on the false here, right? Automatically these two will be hidden. You see that container will be hidden at the same time that YouTube page also, object also hidden actually. So the advantage of this visibility option is like at a time we can select more number of objects using this parameter, but that is not possible with the help of button here. Okay, but the disadvantage, we also have one limitation with this parameter here. The limitation here is the parameters are always drop down only here. If you want to have some images, right, for these parameters, we don't have that images which looks like similar to the button here. We cannot create this type of buttons with this parameter. We can have always drop downs only for parameters here. So in this session, we have covered almost everything about dashboard design here. So if I miss anything, right, I'll go back and I'll cover that in the next session. Thanks for your time. Any questions you have from the previous session or like this? So we are already almost 7, right? So if you have any question, just ask here, or you can WhatsApp me also. We'll cover that in the next session. Vasishta, Praneeth. Okay.